We've always had a post office in Quinton, which has been the centre of our community.
It's a loss to the community, isn't it? If that's the word. It's a community loss.
I think it's more important to older people than ever, because a lot of older people, including myself, we haven't got transport. So you've got to come locally.
My name is Ian Wellington. I'm the manager of Queen Mother Gardens, which is a sheltered accommodation for elderly, frail people with sight impairment. What really annoys me as the manager of a scheme which is predominantly for the elderly isn't so much how the impact would be on myself, because I do use the post office, but obviously I'm more able to go to any post office, but it's how it will affect the tenants here especially, and it's how that they're not really being given a voice in the matter.
I'm totally blind now, and I have rheumatism in my legs and feet, which means that I can only walk a certain distance. And the post office up in Court Oak Road takes me 40 minutes there and back, and that's as much as I can do in a day.
Once you're over 60, the aches, the pains that you never knew existed start arriving. And so consequently, when you're sitting in your armchair at night, you're thinking, now, which is the nearest point?
I definitely couldn't walk there, so I'd have to go on a bus, and I can't get on and off the buses with my legs, you know. So it's a bit of a problem.
Yes, it'd be difficult, more difficult. Whereas it's a simple journey up there, isn't it? It's out of the question we're going into town now. I used to get into town once, I can't. I'm not whinging, but that's out of the question.
A post office is vital, particularly to older people, and I don't think anybody can dispute that. Why they don't seem to be prepared to listen, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I ain't got transport to start with, and they're into another one. You know, I mean, I get passionate about it because I think it's an absolute disgrace.
Believe me, there's a real strong depth of feeling, especially amongst older people, about it. And as I say, I'm furious.
I find that it's safe, and not only for the elderly, but for the disabled as well. And when it's winter, if you got to catch a bus, the buses are not reliable. You got to wait in cold and whatever weather conditions. And if people have got a disability, it's twice and 3 times, triple times harder.
They can only walk a few yards. What are they going to do? Ring up for a taxi and spend to go and fetch the meagre pension and pay 10 quid in a taxi to go and get it?
ते असां ये पोस्ट जड़ी है नेड़ा ही ते असां आखने आ जे भाई ये बंद ना करो असां की सहूलत ही असां मन्नी भी किन्ने आ बिल भी देने आ ते दूर है ते असां कितरा जा असां की ये बहुत सारी सहूलत इत्थै ते ये गल जे असां ये पोस्ट असां की नेड़ा ही ते और है ते बसां पर जाना पैना दूर जाना पैना असां की ते इत्थै असां नेड़ा है स्कूल रहने आले आ ते असां की ये गल जे साढ़े सा बेहतरी
What is the post office to me? It is part of my heritage. I was born here 89 years ago. It was here long before me, and it's always been here for our use. I use it for everything in general.
Well, it's important to me basically because both me and the wife are over 72, and we use it for our pensions and come over in advice. And I've got to be honest, Carmen is very good on giving advice, and he said, no, if we've got any problems, come over and see her. And that would just be taken away from us. So therefore, you guys start travelling all over the place to try and find somewhere where you can get the same advice.
The elderly come in here, they know they can sit over there and have a chat. They don't get out of the house. I'm disabled myself, and I don't get out of my house because it means the cost of a taxi every time I move. This place has been so vital to me, and I'm not an elderly person, I'm a disabled person, and I don't get out much either.
I am a cripple and can't walk very far. I have to use a scooter to go anywhere. I'm afraid it's going to be rather awkward for me to visit. In any case, I only know where one of them is.
I can't get to another post office. It'll cost me £10 in taxis to go to another post office because I couldn't get up there. I can't get on the buses.
I'm a little tired of our pensioners, and if you're disabled in any form, are being pushed on one side for money.
Well, we've all been filling in petitions and signing petitions. We've had people coming round to the house, and everyone in the area has been signing petitions and making their voice heard that they don't want it to close.
Have a serious think about it and just have a chat to the needy that are using that post office. The needy people, you know, like myself, there's physically handicapped people as well, you know.
I think there's a lot of older people and the young with little ones that another half a mile of walking, particularly in bad weather, is not a very good thing because it does make a round trip. And some people don't have the ability as they used to do.
We haven't got a very good bus service. I know you can get on the bus, certain buses you can get on with your invalid carriage, but it isn't every bus. So you are the one who's got to wait in the wind and the rain for the right bus to come along for your invalid carriage to get on.
To get up here, I can't use the bus. And I have to get my grocery up here. I can't go to other shops, I can't see. And, well, that's about it, isn't it? That's all I can tell you, really. That's my life now.
We shall manage. We've got to manage, but with difficulty. That's the thing about it.
I do stress we would like a say in our way of life. Just give us a say and you'll get the feeling. It's all right writing letters and then it goes into the gash bin. But just give us a voice and let us and listen to us. Don't just go, yeah, and walk away. Listen to us and take everything on board.